Hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Play. My name is Anna Mardell, and this is Quest for Glory 2. Let's import a hero, shall we? Not our old Glory 1 save, but a Glory 1 save that I've modified. This is the character that we finished Quest for Glory 1 with one major obvious difference. His picklock skills is down to 0, which hurts me. It hurts me so much. We spent so much time making those picklock skills 100. But let's talk about what happened in the last game when we reached a buggy ending. I didn't know the source of the bug. I thought maybe it was a GOG bug. It was not a GOG bug. I'm sorry, GOG. I did not mean to besmirch your good name. It was a game bug. But it was a game bug I was not aware of. So last night, I was frustrated. I was almost at tears. I was practically crying in the microphone because we got to the final room with Aravis summoning the Iblis from the statue. And we were a fighter. I wanted to get full fighter points. And so in order to get full fighter points, you have to run into the room and knock over a candle. And you don't have to type anything. You don't have to kick candle or pick up candle or knock over candle. You just run into it. And our character wouldn't run into it. He would run to the candle and then just kind of bash himself against the candle and it wouldn't move. It was like it was glued to the floor. We could get it to move by casting the force spell at it, but that is the mage's behavior. And we didn't get fighter points for it. Which I don't like. I do not like. One of the things I really loved about Quest for Glory 1 was that no matter which character class you picked, whether it be fighter, mage, or thief, you got points for achieving things. You didn't get points for how you achieved it. It wasn't a math test where, well, you got the right answer, but you didn't do it the right way, so you don't get points. We got points for getting the right answer in the first game. So, for instance, the fighter solution to the problem of the healer's ring in the nest is to throw rocks at it. The mage's solution is to catch fetch at the nest. And the thief's solution is to climb the tree and pick the ring out of the nest. In our fighter playthrough, I chose the thief option because climbing the tree made me feel emotionally better because it left the nest intact. And we still got points for it because the points were based on, did you get the ring? Yes, no. You got the ring? Here's your points. In Quest for Glory 2, especially the Quest for Glory 2 ending, the points are predicated on how you did things. I think this was a misguided attempt to address my criticism of Quest for Glory 1. My criticism of Quest for Glory 1 was that the ending was the same no matter what character you played. So I think they were trying to, we'll have 3 different endings. We'll have a fighter ending, a mage ending, and a thief ending. Okay, but basing the points on that was really, really stupid. Because now I'm not role-playing what I would do in this situation. Where I think, well, in this case, I would use magic. Or, in this case, I actually would climb over the wall. Or, in this case, I would force the door. I'm not role-playing what I would do. I'm role-playing what a fighter would do in order to get the fighter points. And I hate that. I cannot stand it. It drives me nuts. But what am I leading up to with all this? So we got to the Aravis room, and we couldn't knock over the candles. They would not knock over. And I thought the fighter path was maybe bugged. So I go online, I'm looking for character editors thinking I'm going to have to edit our old save game and make Aaron a wizard and go through and get the wizard ending, because the wizard ending clearly worked. We were able to use Force Bolt to move the candle. We were able to use Reversal to avoid the spell. So the wizard ending worked, so I thought I was going to have to replay the entire game as a wizard. I happened upon a Steam forum page, a Steam page where people were talking about sharing old imported characters, save files. So like if you wanted to play Quest for Glory 2, but you didn't want to have to play Quest for Glory 1 to build up a character first, could you just download somebody else's save file? And these people being gamers, like me, min-maxers, wanted characters who had all maxed out stats, kind of like Aaron was, where he had 100 and everything. Came across a post by someone named Braided Headman. If you're out there, thank you so much. And he says, I realize this topic is rather old, but bear with this thread necromancy for just a moment to hear a word or two from this old-time Quest for Glory veteran. If you're going to use other people's import save files, and you wish to complete the game for each class as intended, assure ahead of time that you're importing characters with skills and stats that are most appropriate for their class. Be warned that mixing skills between character classes can sometimes have unwanted consequences for your character's story progression. For example, in Quest for Glory 2, if your character's base class is that of a fighter, but you've given him skill in magic, and then go on to complete the mage's class tasks in WIT to become a full wizard, you will be prevented from completing the game using the fighter's methods and must instead use the wizard's method of completing the game. This isn't a fail state by any means, but at the same time, it's not a purist's completion. So here's the dealio. Here's what happened last night. I knew about one check in the game that determined whether or not you got the thief's ending. When you teleport to Iblis using the Genie of the Ring, the game looks at your inventory. Actually, it looks in your inventory when you enter the room. I found that out the hard way, because if you enter the room and then drop your stuff, you'll still, without the stuff, be sent to the thief ending, and now you can't finish the game. But when you enter the room of the ring and the Statue of Iblis, the game looks into your inventory and it looks in your skills. It checks to see whether you have a magic rope, whether you have 3 or more daggers, whether you have a sneak skill, and whether you have throwing skill above like 60. If you have all 4 of those things, then when you ask to be teleported to Iblis, you will be sent to the thief ending. What I didn't know is that there's one more check to decide whether you get the mage's ending or the fighter's ending. When you enter the door after Kaveen, the game checks your inventory to see if you have the reversal spell. If you have the reversal spell, which you get and only get if you complete the WIT initiation and become a wizard, if you have the reversal spell, then you're sent into the mage's ending. Last night, we had the reversal spell. We were sent to a different version of the final room than what a fighter would be sent to. We were sent to a room where the candles were glued to the floor and you can't kick them over. You have to use the force spell. We did use the force spell, but because those were mage actions instead of fighter actions, we didn't get fighter points for it. So, first of all, I think that's incredibly frustrating because you can complete the WIT initiation on your first day. I think we did it on like day 3, and that was just with me pretending I didn't know what I was doing. And oh, what's this? You can complete WIT initiation on the first day as a fighter, which if you have magic and you're a magic using fighter, why wouldn't you? There's nothing suggesting that that would screw up your game. And now you can no longer ever get full points as a fighter because at the end of the game it's going to shove you into the wrong room and you have to get the mage's ending, which is lower points for you. I would have written up so many bug tests at that. It frustrates me to no end. But there it is. If we have reversal at the end of the game, we can't get the fighter's ending. And I never would have figured that out. Never. It's so counterintuitive if this Steam poster, Braided Headman, hadn't pointed that out. So if we want to get the fighter's ending, and I do, we need to not do the WIT initiation to become a wizard. So there's that. That's the first thing. So, okay, great, Anna. Why did you take pick locks off of there? Let's continue reading Braided Headman's post. Similarly, in Quest for Glory 5, if you import or create a paladin character with thieving skills, you will be unable to start or complete certain paladin-specific tasks, and will be forced to complete certain thief's tasks.
Given the nature of these quests, while having access to mixed skills does open up additional pathways to solving problems, the story can become unraveled and may not make as much sense as it would for a more pure character, and you'll definitely be missing out in other areas for both classes. It can lead to some goofy scenarios at best, on the one hand, or on the other, it can spoil other aspects of the game. At worst, it can disqualify your character from progressing in the Paladin class. So apparently, in Quest for Glory 5, which I haven't played, there are a couple of checks where it looks at whether your character has lockpicking. I looked this up further, deeper. Where it looks at whether your character has lockpicking, and if it does, the game goes, oh, you're a thief. Which is incredibly messed up, because thieves can, by virtue of not thieving, and giving up that profession and changing profession, thieves can become paladins, which is a perfectly viable character choice to go, you know what, I'm going to set this part of my life aside and I'm going to go do something else. Kind of like Rakesh set aside being a king and went on to become a paladin. But you still have those lockpicking points following you around like a little booger hanging off your nose, and for Quest for Glory 5, it decides you're a thief, sorry. I don't know whose decision that was. I have heard that Quest for Glory 5 was incredibly buggy, which is one of the reasons why I haven't played it. There's a few reasons I haven't played it. That's one of them. So I had heard that. But man, I had no idea that if you imported a character that had lockpicking skills, well, that's it. You're a thief for life now. So I have taken lockpicking skills off now because I figured it was easier to modify Quest for Glory 1 save than to try to modify it later at Quest for Glory 4 levels. Furthermore, this will guarantee that I absolutely cannot break into the metalworker's house in Quest for Glory 2, which the internet is still incredibly divided on whether that disqualifies you from being a paladin or not. I remember becoming a paladin and breaking into the metalworker's house in the same game. I don't know if that's an exception they put in for thief classes, because without breaking into the metalworker's house, you can't get full points as a thief. And maybe that exception didn't carry over to fighters and mages. I don't know. Maybe I and everyone else who has a thief character out there saying, but I totally did that. Maybe we remember wrong. Maybe it got patched in one of the later releases of the game. I don't know. I've taken picklocks off to prevent that, and so that we can eventually, hopefully, maybe play Quest for Glory 5 without getting shunted over into a thief class. I think that's ridiculous. So we're at the 12-minute, almost 13-minute mark in this video. I talked longer than I intended, surprising no one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the game as a fighter and not get the reversal spell, so I won't complete the WIT initiation, and not break into the metalworker's house. That should be enough to get us the fighter ending with the full points and the paladin ending where we become a paladin. Should. Keyword there. I really don't want to make everyone sit through that, because even if I speed through the game and just, don't read the stuff, don't talk, don't just go, I still think it's going to take about 4 hours. I mean, the whole game, just talking and chatting with y'all, took like 13, because there's 13 videos and they were all about an hour long. I think I can get that down to 4. I really hate to be like, sit through my 4-hour playthrough. But on the other hand, there's a possibility, maybe, that some of you may want to see this and or may want to see me go through the points at just a brutal point fashion. This gets points, this gets points, this gets points, and just going through efficiently as possible. So I really chewed my lip over, should I post the video or should I just cut to black and do it myself and, put on some country music songs in the background to chill my mood and just power through. And I don't know the right answer. I finally decided that I will go ahead and record the playthrough. And god damn, it's going to be long. I apologize in advance for that. I don't know if I'm going to cut it into multiple videos and label them or what. I'm going to go ahead and record the playthrough, and I will post the fighter ending, the one that you're actually here for and you care about. I will post the fighter ending as its own thing, and that way, so if you're watching this and you don't want to watch me play the game as a fighter because you've already seen this game, just stop the video now, and in a day or two, however long it takes, the fighter ending will post, and when you see one that goes up that says let's play Quest for Glory 2 fighter ending, that's the one you want, and that'll be the last one in the series for Quest for Glory 2. If you really want to watch me speed play this sucker and enjoy my pain with me, then yeah, let's go for it. Let's do this. I am going to be asking things of people that we couldn't ask the first time around because we didn't know anything about it. So there may be some new content if you just are a big Quest for Glory hound and you want to see it, come along. Otherwise, here we go. All right, we're going. Let's go. Start game. Speed up. Thank. Eat. Ask about Shapir. Ask about... Do you know anything about Iblis? Ask about Adavis. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Ask about Emir. Ask about Zaisha. Okay, stand. He didn't know anything extra. Do you know anything about Iblis? Nope, you don't. That's fine. That's cool. I can't buy a map yet because I don't have any money. The one thing I did sneak, I modified one other thing for my save state. We had like 304 gold coins. I just jumped that up to 500 from our first playthrough because why the heck not? Okay, so we need the second plaza, the one that faces north, and we're going this way. And we have to do this with the book map because we're playing with copy protection right now. This is the part of the game that I hate the most, especially on replay, because it's like, why do I have to use this map? Why is the money changer so far from the front gate? It makes no sense. It's like putting the bathrooms at the end of a maze. Okay, hello Dinarzad. Let's ask you about Razier. Ask about Ferrari. Okay, so we don't get any extra shiny points for asking her stuff. In Quest for Glory 1, just merely talking to somebody... Shoot, that was not what I meant to do. God damn it. I hate that it defaults to your... inventory. And it's hard to go on autopilot. There we go. Okay, so we've got 450 golden dinar. Not bad. Now we have to make our way back, which is its own pain in the rear. So here, 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 and then this. Now we're going down the long Sentheim Tarek. And then we're going to go left and right. And we want this. And we want this. And we want this. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. Excellent. Well done. Okay, now we want to go south and go get a map. We have delicious things for you to eat. Okay.
So we're gonna bargain map. That gives us 7 points. We got 7 points for changing our money, and we got 7 points for the map. Oops, and we get 7 points for the compass. So that's 21 points already. The next points on my list is to go to the apothecary and bargain poison cure pills. I don't know why, but for some reason the fighter gets points for 3 points for that. Healing pills. Bargain bigger pills. And bargain mana pills. Okay, that's one of each. We could buy some oil from him, but there's no need to have it if you're not a thief. The thief gets points for it, but we don't need it and aren't going to use it. So, yes, hello. Bargain force bolts. Any day now, keep on. And bargain levitate. We're not going to buy magic rope from him because I don't want the thief ending. Somehow I had to reload at the money changer, and that screwed up the music. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Palace Plaza, and I don't think we get any points for seeing the palace. No, okay. We're gonna go to the astrologers and get him started on our fortune. Come in, come in, come in. Our name is Aaron. Ask about fortune. Tell about past. Come back many hours later. Okay, that's fine. Just getting him started. So let's go to visit Aziza and get that on our map. Whoops, that's not what I want. What am I doing? Yes, I'm sure you have wonderful wares. I don't have time to be polite. I'm speed running. It's this one that I want. They'll both get you there. Fortunately, we have the map to help. Honestly, do not remember how you're supposed to find her without already knowing the way I do. Knock. Who is it that seeks to enter? Her name is Aaron. Who sent you here? Keep on laughing. Air. Aziza. Here we go. Come and sit down and be welcome. Yes. Now that we have shared tea, what is it for which you have come? So here's a couple things we didn't run into last time that I found this time around. My magic is very practical. I know many things that go on in this land. Unfortunately, Razir has been closed to my far-seeing since the Emir vanished. Soon I will try a different type of spell to see if I can gain more information. The Emir Aras was a foolish man who ruled more with his heart than his head. There was magic involved in his disappearance. Since he has been gone, the city of Razir has fallen into dark times, and many have fled the new tyranny. Aravis cares only for power. It would not greatly surprise me if he were behind the darkness in Razir.
Let's ask about Iblis. I don't, if you came into this game not knowing anything about the Iblis, I don't know why you would think to ask about it. It's never mentioned until all of a sudden, Aravis is talking about it. I feel like maybe that was a failure of, there was no foreshadowing at all. It was just, let's go get the statue of Iblis. Okay. Iblis once sought to rule the world and created a great city in the middle of the desert, but Suleiman ben Daud summoned all the jinn to rise against him. Iblis was bound in a statue, and his mighty city was destroyed to become his tomb. Suleiman ben Daud was the mightiest and wisest of the magician kings of ancient times. So, okay, we're going to say farewell. It has been a pleasure conversing with you. Perhaps we shall share tea again sometime. I think there's some kind of hidden Aziza meters of how much she likes you, because early on she says things like, it's been a pleasure, let's do this again sometime. And later she says things like, it's a shame we couldn't talk longer, indicating that she likes your company enough that she wishes you could stay more. Which makes sense as you get to know her. I don't know if that's like an overtime meter or if it's an actual measurement or if it's just a time thing. So, alright, points. Back to point grinding. We got 5 points for entering the astrologer's room. We got 7 points for answering the 4 questions and entering Aziza's room. We get 3 points for asking about paladins from Rakesh. There it goes. Oops, going a little bit too fast. Read book. Signed book. Step over to the book. How are we not close enough? There we go. Read book. We got 3 points for signing the book. We get 3 points for asking Uhura about monsters. And we get 5 points for fighting her. So we're going to do that now. There it is, 5 points. Woo! Oh, grinding our dodge and parry is something I'm not looking forward to again, to be honest. Okay, 5 points for that. And our stamina is all gone. So let's head back out and head to the Katatel Inn and get some stamina back. 1 hour. It's still mid-afternoon, which is good because I want to get a bandit, and bandits only appear during the day. So we're gonna run outside. Thank you. He doesn't think we'll survive out here, but... Oh... You know, we might as well start throwing on rocks while we wait for bandits to show up. Again, not looking forward to grinding those skills. Which is silly because it didn't take that long, but still, it took a while. I feel incredibly foolish that we had to start over, especially after we had to start over with the first game. And that wasn't a had to, but I really wanted climbing. Oh well. It's not our fault that the game is buggy. No, it's not. I suspect there's a bandit. That should have been 3 points. It was. Nicely done. 5 dinar. Oh, hold on just a second. And we're back. So literally all we're doing is wasting time while things come to try to kill us, because fighter points are predicated on killing one of everything. one instance where I understand there being different points for different character types. Because, yeah, if you want to have a point system for instance, thieves, that rewards you for, well done, you have stolen a metal, or an emerald bowl from the metal worker. Here's 3 points. Well, obviously you can't make those points. If you want to have a max of 500 and no one goes over that 500, then obviously you can't make that mandatory for characters who aren't going to have any kind of thieving capability, potentially, like a fighter or a mage. So, so if you have those points for thieves, then you have to have some other kind of points for fighters. And that's going to be, well, okay, they can get points for killing things. They're a fighter, right? Okay, that makes sense. I get that. So in some instances, even if it seems strange and arbitrary, I get why fighters get points for killing things, but thieves don't get points for killing things. Because the thieves' points come from stealing things. And that was a way to kind of balance the point system. Mages get points for going through the WIT initiation. Each one of those WIT trials gives a mage points. We didn't get those because we're a fighter, so we don't get those fighter points. We don't get those points because they're not for us. I get that. That's fine. I think it's a little, you know, it feels arbitrary if you look at it, but I get why they did it that way, because you don't want the 500 to go over 500. Otherwise it would look weird. You finished the game with 600 of 500 points. Way to go! That doesn't make a lot of sense. So I get that. But the things like the ending, okay, that should just be, did you do the thing? You did the thing? Good, here's your points. Not, did you do it properly? That was where it went totally wrong. There should not be 2 different rooms that look identical but aren't. There should not be 2 different rooms for a mage and a fighter. One where the candles are glued to the floor and you have to cast force, and one where the candles are not glued to the floor and you don't. That's just... not happy, not happy, not happy, not happy, not happy. And it doesn't make sense why it would check for the reversal spell, but not check to... That's the real problem. The problem is not that it checked for the reversal spell. The problem is that it checked only for the reversal spell, and not... Ideally, it would have checked for the reversal spell and, is this a mage? So, if they're a mage, and if they have the reversal spell, and can therefore survive the room, then give them the mage room. Because they're a mage, but also because they have the spell necessary to survive the room. The problem was they set it up so all it checked was the reversal spell, and it said, okay, this is clearly a mage, when it's like, no, I'm a fighter, not a mage. Give me the fighter ending. Okay, so we've got calm up to half, and giving the flowers away will probably cover the other half, so we don't need to get all the way up to 200. I'm gonna go back out into the desert. Good day. Sneaky, 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 sneak. And we'll just go back to throwing rocks. Kind of hoping for a scorpion or a pterosaur. I'll take anything, really. And then we have to hang out until night and get a ghoul and a jackal, and that'll cover all the fighter points. So let's see. Fight Ahura for 5. Ask Ahura about monsters for 3. Kill Brigand for 3. Let's see. What I don't know is... I don't know what will happen if we fight with no stamina, because I think that sorely affects how likely we are to land a hit. And no scorpions have come to eat on us. No munchies. Okay, we'll head back to town. Hello. We're just here for a nap. Thank you, Shameen. That is nighttime. It would be nice if I would not stop sneaking every 5 seconds. Well, maybe we'll get a nice ghoul. After is this checking my status because I know we're nowhere near 200, but I keep wanting to check. Oh, that was a big stretch, wasn't it, baby? Nice big cat stretch. Nice big cat stretch. No ghouls want to come eat me? I'm nummy. Yeah, 120. Good grief. At least we won't have to grind lockpicking because we have no lockpicking with which to grind. So that's nice, I guess. Still a shame that we can't grind climbing. I literally do not think it's used in this game. Maybe when you're getting down from the ledge, but I think in that case you're supposed to use the magic rope if you're a fighter. Which, okay, magic rope I guess is a climbing related skill, but I don't think it really counts. I should be using my magic as well before I rest. I'm not being peak efficient. Oh no. A lack of peak efficiency? What will we do? Oops. Throw rocks. Oh, hello. Shoot. Wow. That, bite packed a punch. Yes, it did. It is now midnight, so we're tired.
hard to do without a rock. We ran out of rocks. Well, that's fine. Let's work on our magic before we head back. Cast Force, since it's the newest kid on the block. Don't have the magic points, that's fine. I expected to run out pretty quickly. Alright. We are going to stand here and see if a ghoul comes out. We got 3 points for the pterosaur. Come on, ghoul. I'm tasty and full of flesh. Oh, it's a jackalsaur. Also necessary. Or jackalman. Why did I say jackalsaur? It's jackalsaur. That's hilarious. So we got 3 for him. I really would like a ghoul. Mr. Sandman, bring me a ghoul. Tell him that I'm a flesh-loving fool. A scorpion. We need one of those too. I didn't think they came out at night. I just thought they were a day creature. You were so exhausted, everything hurts. Man. Oh man, are we gonna be able to kill it? Oh, sweet! I've never seen that before. That was really cool. It grabbed us and held us in place while it used its stinger. That was awesome. Okay, yeah, so if you don't have stamina, eat Vigor Pill. You will die in a combat challenge. I was thinking that they had made stamina non-optional. So, in Quest for Glory 1, you could still fight with low stamina. It's just, it seemed to affect how well our blows landed. Which made sense when you're tired. Come on, jerk. Okay. There's an R in search. Okay, so we're tired and wounded. Let's go back home. So it made sense that being low on stamina, we still need to get a scorpion and a ghoul, would hurt how well your blows land, how well you fight, because you're tired. You're not operating at peak capacity. In this one, if you're tired, you lose the fight. I have some things for you. Give flowers. We have like 157 of them, so. So I believe that the VGA version of the Heroes Quest 1, of the Quest for Glory 1 remake, I believe that it had that stamina mechanic too, that if you were completely out of stamina, then you lost the battle. And that's one of the reasons why I prefer the EGA to the VGA, because if there are enough enemies at the Goblin Training Ground and you don't fight perfectly, you will run out of stamina, or at least I do. They're just incredibly tiring. I don't mind the mechanic here so much because it's so easy to restore stamina in this game. In the first game, you could never rest more than half your stamina. You would get impatient. So the only time you ever had full stamina was right after sleeping in the morning. Or I guess if you bought a vigor potion from the healer. Here, oh, we ran out of flowers. I was talking. Here, okay, thank, eat, stand. You can either go rest at the inn for an hour, which is super easy to do, or you can Give some time. Okay. What shall we do today? We shall go into the hallway here, away from prying eyes, and cast levitate a few times. That's just going to be a thing. I really hate that I won't be able to pick up reversal. That's, oh, I forgot about the guy. Yeah, sure. I'll wager. Yes. Give dinar. We have to do this 3 times. Climb. But it's good for our agility. 1, 2, back, 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 2, back, 1, 2, back, 1, back. 1, 2, back, 1, 2, back, 1, 2, back, 1, 2, back. I'm gonna have to slow down the game. That's annoying. So one thing I do like, 1, 2, back, 1, 2, back. This rope challenge on day 1, right, or day 2, seems incredibly pointless because it's, I think it's repeated at one point if you didn't master it. But if you master it on day 2, then you never see him again. He doesn't come back. And pay dinar, climb rope. So it seems kind of strange and pointless, but then it shows up in the ending in kind of a cool way if you're a thief. Otherwise, it never shows up again. If I had a criticism of it, it's that this is actually a cool way to train some thief-specific skills. It's kind of annoying that, again, I mentioned this before a lot of times, I think, in my previous playthroughs. There really needed to be a proper thieves guild, a big thieves guild, in this huge city. I mean, Shapir is enormous. There ought to be a really cool, a really big thieves guild. And kind of like, if you've seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, kind of like the Court of Miracles, that big area where people kind of let down their hair and can be among other beggars and tricksters and thieves. There needed to be something like that in this game. And that place could have used, first of all, a proper throwing area, because otherwise the only way you can train your throw skills is to throw rocks in the desert, which is, I'm sorry, silly. How does that possibly make you better at it? And then 2, it could have had an acrobat area like this that you could practice regularly and get agility and climbing for it. So that was disappointing. And I think it really points to the series creators having some ambivalence about what a thief should be. I'm gonna go back and quote Braided Headman from the post about mixed classes. And this is not me picking on him, because I really, really, really appreciate all his information that made this possible. But I think he was talking about the creator's attitudes towards the classes as opposed to making an opinion of his own. But he says, aside from the often goofy impact it tends to have on the storyline, the 2 classes, Paladin and Thief, are fundamentally opposed as a practical matter. One class is essentially honorless, while the other relies heavily on their honor stat to form the core of their abilities. So,
I agree that that's what the game creators were thinking. I also think the game creators were wrong. There's no reason to assume that thievery and thieves as a class are honorless. And that bugs me a lot, and is why I don't like the idea that breaking into the metalworker's house should be a disqualification for paladining. And maybe this is just because I'm a chaotic good rebel, but, like, again, we were not breaking in to steal money from orphans or the last few centimes from Shapirian nuns. We were stealing from, by all accounts, an incredibly rich family. And the things we stole were not going to put them into the poorhouse. We took like an emerald bowl, a silver dagger, some cash from a lockbox under the floor. They couldn't possibly be all their cash. You drink the last drops from your water skin, you might want to start looking around for a place where you can refill it. And then we did go and give literally all that money and then some to people begging on the street, or at least a person begging on the street. The game could probably do with some variety of beggars. Hey, something else for the Thieves Guild Hall that I insist should have been in this game. So that concept of honor bugs me a lot. For that matter, I'm not entirely sold on a concept of honor that says that when your enemy is down, you have to let him pick up his sword. When that particular enemy is Kaveen, and the fate of the entire world is literally at stake if you don't beat him quickly enough. Is it honorable to delay saving the world because you want to feel noble? I'm gonna say no. To me, the most honorable thing in that situation, where we're fighting Kaveen and Iblis is seconds away from being resurrected and the world dies, to me the most honorable thing in that situation is to go for the throat. I mean, oh, you dropped your sword, boom, you're dead. Not because it's honorable to kill a wounded opponent, an unarmed opponent. It's not honorable to kill an unarmed opponent. It is honorable to get the job done whenever the fate of the entire world is at stake. In my opinion. Okay, I had to pause here because of a thing. And I will be back after a cut. Now.
And we are back. Alright. So, I have to get my bearings. That was a longer pause for me than it was for you. We don't have any stamina points. So I presume we were in the process of buying some vigor and mana pills. Ah, yes. It's mid-morning, and let me consult my book of points. We have still yet to kill a ghoul or a scorpion. We fought one of each, but they both killed us because we were not prepared. That's alright. We'll get one. Mid-morning, so we're going to take a rest for an hour. We will not forget. It's midday. I bargain Saurus on a stick. There we go. Yum. Let's go fight Uhura. The faster we can get our weapon skill up, the better, easier it will be to kill the monsters in the desert. Last night was harder than I was used to it being, because of course I came from a game where we had 200 points and everything died the instant I looked at it wrong. Eat a bigger pill. You'll notice that I'm not going back to the inn to rest as often as I was. In the first game, we were very conservative and didn't spend pills very much. We were conservative with money and less so with time, because I wanted to show that you can max out your skills in the time allotted to you for the game, as long as you're, keep on them and don't waste time. And that can be hard in a first playthrough because obviously you're walking around trying to figure things out, whereas here we have the advantage of already knowing what's going on, so we can play more optimally in terms of time. Which I think is often how a game should be. When you first start out, you're kind of, whoa, what's going on? And then as you get to know the game and you can play a better, more perfect, more efficient and optimal game your second and third time through. Now, instead of spending time to rest, I am spending money. Normally, going back to rest to the inn would cost us an hour, and it wouldn't be midday anymore. It would be mid-afternoon, and then it would be sunset. We're getting 3 training sessions in, 3 or 4, however many, for the price of a few vigor pills, which cost money. But you will have noticed that when we finally did get to Razir, we had money coming out the wazoo and didn't need more money. So really, in terms of grinding skills, it just comes down to, do you want to spend time or do you want to spend money? I'm spending money here partly to show it can be done, but partly because it's faster than running back to the inn every 5 minutes.
This means that our combat skills will max out faster, and I can zip through the game a little bit quicker than if I was visiting here every hour. So that's what vigor pills are getting us, basically. I don't remember if they're 10 or 15 dinar. But, okay, so that's doing pretty good. It's doing excellent, actually. Alright. I'm happy with that. It's still midday. It's literally taking, or it seems to be taking, no time whatsoever to fight her. So, let's do it again. I've read that the fan-made VGA remake actually makes that room a place that you can go into and interact with the things there. Which I guess is nice. I was always okay with not being able to go into this room except as a fighting practice. It's a fighting area. And it, our health is low. I presume because her attacks actually hurt. But I never actually noticed that before, I'm going to admit, because we were always going back to the... What is the price of the vigor pills? Ask about prices. Oh, 5 dinar. So, wow. So, basically it's 1 dinar a pill. Plus some change, because we're getting 4 pills for 5 dinar, which is frankly amazing. It's a lot better than the mana pills for 15 dinar, which I was consuming left and right in order to grind magic. Okay, so let's go in here and rest for a day. Or an hour, not a day. Welcome, hero. Sup. Still mid-afternoon. Do not forget Shima dances this night. Oh, I have not. Our health is still really low. I wonder if that's from exploring last night. I guess it may be. It might not be from Uhura whacking us. Cast levitate. Wow, I just can't spell it all. Levitate. Eat mana pill. I meant to get more water from the cast levitate from the water fountain. I just didn't. Eat mana pill. Your water skin is getting much easier to carry, but that means you don't have much water left. It's still mid-afternoon. Magic has barely gone up, but that's fine. I didn't expect it to. $38. Okay. Still mid-afternoon. Eat mana pill. That gave us 60. 60 times 2 is 120. So it actually, we shouldn't eat 2 because we'll waste it. Really just trying to get levitate up to 100. And that'll give us however many magic points it'll give us. Not very many. Cast levitate. Ask me again. Do. how salty I am that we have to redo all of this because I'm not allowed for a fighter to have a reversal spell. That is just the worst check in the history of bad game bugs, to just check against whether they have reversal instead of to check about whether they have reversal and are a mage. Ugh. Ugh. I'm genuinely just so frustrated. Okay. Well, that was a lot of money. But it's fine. Sunset approaches, so let's go see Shima dance. Which I'm gonna skip through because you can watch the other videos if you want to see those. Order meal. Ask about dance. Thank. Eat. Stand. Alright. We are going to... let's go back out into the desert. Oh, the Saurus trader. Ask about Saurus. Yes. Mirror 50 dinar, no. 40, no. 20, no. 10 dinar, no. Here I am, a man of unquestionable integrity and dignity, forced to sell his sole remaining Saurus for a mere fraction of its dubious value. I will take 5 dinar for the Saurus, and I'll even throw in travel assurance. Yes. If you do not buy the Saurus, if you keep saying, no, 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 I don't want it. The game will end. You'll get a non-standard game over. And it'll say something like, you needed that Saurus. Which, is kind of the first indication, if you do run into that, that there's something weird or special about the Saurus. That is a scorpion. Do we need to eat a healing pill? Let's try to kill it without one. Look at us. We rock. Get tail. So that should have been another 3 points, although I didn't see. And once we, let's see, what does it say? Kill scorpion, 3 points. Get scorpion's tail, 5 points. Although that may not be until we sell it back to the apothecary. I'm not sure when that gets awarded. Those are all just for fighters. The fighter's kind of the odd man out in terms of points. The thief has a whole slew of points for stealing from the 2 designated stealing houses. The metal worker's house, and which I really enjoy because it has the cool timing of having to run back to the wardrobe and hide in it every time somebody comes home. And then the metal worker's house, which can actually be really hard if your strength isn't pretty high, because the anvil just does not want to move. One of the options is to spread oil under it, and then it's a little bit easier to move. But we just shoved the thing aside because we were a fighter with strong strength. But the thief has a whole bunch of points for thievery. the mage has this whole slew of points for the Wizards Institute of Technocery test. Each of those gives points. The fighter doesn't have anything that is just a fighter quest. I guess the EOF initiation, but other than that, I don't think there's anything. And so we're so tired. Okay, eat a vigor pill. I wonder how long we've been throwing rocks without stamina. So, in order to make up the deficit of points that the fighter wasn't getting for thieving and magicking, they assigned points to killing and collecting the body parts of the monsters in the desert. Which you would kill anyway as a thief or a mage, almost certainly. Can't really avoid them. If only because it's the only way to make money. Or the main way to make money besides the plot points where you get rewards for the elementals being captured. So, it's kind of a weird feeling that as a fighter you're getting points for stuff that the mage and thief also do, but don't get points for. Oh well. Hello, Scorpion. I wanted to stay in the desert for the evening and kill me a ghoul. But we don't have a lot of health or stamina left, and that seems unwise. So what we're going to do instead is, well, first of all, we're going to go to the apothecary, and we're going to sell the tails we've been picking up. So that's 40 dinar right there, which is nice to have. Bargain some more vigor pills. And let's go ahead and bargain some healing pills because our health is kind of lowish. And we're gonna eat mana pill. We're gonna eat another one. Eat vigor pill. And eat healing pill. Oh, we can't get water. Were we able to take it? I guess we were. Okay, we took it without water. Interesting. Alright. We have a whole fresh amount of magic. So let's go make some magic, baby. We're at 56 levitate. And it is now night. And we're at 66. We managed to get it to 10. Man, brutal. Eat mana pill. Status, eat mana pill, get water. Go back outside. Thanks for the tip to go see the dervish. We might as well. Sneak. Okay, I got the wrong...
Search body. There he is. Get beer. That gave us some points. Ask about hero. Ask about water. Cool dude. Get water. Okay. Save. We're leaving. We have rocks to throw. Important rocks. And important force spells. Inventory, that's what I wanted. What is our throwing skill? 144. So, you know, we need 600 rocks total. The sad thing is that's not even exaggeration. We'll probably need more like 1,200 rocks. It's kind of silly. Okay, so first we're gonna use our magic, cast force. Oh, hello. I'll fight you. I was sort of hoping for a ghoul, but search body. Oops. Cast force. And now we just do that really quick for a long time until we're out of mana. Don't have enough magic points. Okay. Magic's at 114. Inventory. Force bolt is at 56. Eat mana pill. Status. Eat one other one. Cast force. I don't know what that warning said. Do you think it was about our stamina? Might have been. Maybe it was about the time. Night is still young? No? Interesting. Cast force again. Okay. $74. Not bad, not bad. Oh, it's a pterosaur. We haven't killed one of those. Have we? I think we have, actually. I sort of vaguely remember that. 79. Yes, we have killed one. So we're really just missing the ghoul, which is frustrating. Because, we've been out there being all delicious and fleshy. 1 hour. You were getting tired because it's midnight. Yeah, I hear you. It's not even midnight here and I'm tired. Okay, outside we go. Sneaking we go. Sneaking we go. It's kind of like caroling, but quietly. Jeez, there we go. There we go. Oh, we're just gonna cast force. And we're out of magic. Throw rocks. 144. Stealth's up, that's nice. Just from... Maybe the ghouls can't find us because we're so sneaky. If you're gonna get to 150, then that kind of feels like a home stretch. It's, of course, not, but it feels like a home stretch. And really, it's only, what, day 2, so I'm kind of being ridiculous to expect. Let's stand so we're not stealthy, walk so we're not stealthy, throw rocks. I really do need to eat a vigor pill. What a ghoul. I don't feel like it's a lot to ask. $153. There we go. Gotcha. Get claws. Good. Now we can go home. Thanks so much to my good man. Sleep until dawn. I'm gonna sit. May you have a good day today. Thank you. Eat, stand. Wow. Here we go. Poet Omar will thrill, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to go to the apothecary and we're going to sell tail, 20 dinar, and we're going to sell claws, 30 dinar. Great. And we're going to bargain some mana pills because we've used quite a few of them. Vigor's fine, healing's fine. Off we go. Oh, the beggar is here. So what we're going to do is we have 92 honor and quite a few golden dinar, more than we need. So give gold, or dinar. Wow, that's not how you spell. And we're going to grind that for a few minutes. I need to get some kind of I need to get a keyboard that will remember what I'm doing, because it's just spacebar, enter, spacebar, enter, spacebar, enter, and then press a button, and then we wouldn't have to listen to my keyboard. Okay, honor's gone up 30 points. Stealth has gone up just standing here, not sure about that. We've burned through about not quite 100 dinar. Let's get it down to 200. Of course, this is not our only chance to meet with Shihad. He will be back
On set specific days, he shows up. And we also get honor for just doing helpful things around the city, like stopping the elementals, which we would need to do anyway for the plot. So you do get honor points for those already. This is just a way to get them faster and to max out. I know that it is possible to get to the end game without maxed out honor, because I did one time wish for honor from the from the genie of the ring, and that was when he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but that's the exact one thing that I cannot grant you," which I kind of thought was funny. Oh, I didn't see what he said. Ask about... Oh, let's ask him about... Do you know anything about Iblis? Do you know anything about Adavis? I think I asked him about Adavis. Do you know anything about Suleiman? Solomon? Okay. So we have we do not yet have maxed out weapon use. Interestingly, our strength, which was weirdly lagging behind everything else in the last game, is already almost maxed out. So I am wondering if I think that all that rock throwing is strength related, because that's the one thing that we were really slow on. Oh, okay, so the baby does not show up on days when Rakisha's babysitting him. That's funny. And accurate. So strength, yeah, strength is 200. Eat vigor pill. That'd be enough for now. Soon you'd be giving me lessons. $179. Trying to get weapon use up to 200, and then we'll just spend the rest of the time dodging and parrying, which is always the most boring part of the training. $81. I like the in-fight comments, I do, but I do wish there was a way to turn them off whenever you're grinding. Day is dawning. Alright, everything's up to 40. Eat another pill. And again, the vigor pills basically only cost 1 dinar, so it's not a lot of money we're burning there. The mana pills are more like 3 dinar each. Actually, no, the mana pills are more like 4 dinar each. So, but that's something to keep in mind when you're like, oh no, I'm eating all these pills. Think of it as eating a dinar. And then it doesn't seem so bad. Brigands don't defend well, so keep up your attacks. You can take on a pack of Jackalmen now. And in fact have. I took all their stuff, Uhura. You would be so proud of me. Mid-morning, so time is passing. I wasn't sure if it actually was. It's just not passing as quickly as it would pass if we were running back home for bedtime every couple of hours. Come on. Oh, this is the tedious part. I kid you not, when I first realized I was going to have to redo the game, and not go through WIT this time and not get the reversal spell, literally the first thing I thought was, oh no, I'm going to have to retrain with Uhura. Because it's so tedious. I know it's tedious. It's not interesting to watch. And I knew it wouldn't be. You know, the rock throwing, at least, you know, something could show up. Something interesting might run onto the screen. But with the parry and dodge skills, it's literally just go in here and dance around until they max themselves out. Okay. 160s. We're getting there. And intelligence and vitality and luck are all coming up too. So it's just a matter of time. Be in the 170s. Not in the 170s, but getting closer. Our health is definitely going down. So yeah, the hits, the attacks do hurt us. And I just never noticed it because we, presumably when we go back to the inn to rest, that takes care of it. And we'll go back outside. I always feel bad walking past him without giving him something, but we really did just give you, like, a lot. Okay. So, let's go do some magic. Levitate, eat, mana pill, cast, levitate. $80. I want to get it up to 100. Eat, mana pill, cast, levitate. Points. 94, getting close. Eat, mana pill. Cast, levitate. 95. 98. 100. Nice. It's a nice round even number. That makes me even happier. So happy. And magic has gone up. Good.
Eat mana pill. And we're going to cast Force Bolt. And same thing, I'd like to get that up to 100. And we're out of mana points. Yes, yes, yes. Eat mana pill. Eat mana pill. Cast Force. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 95. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, give me a nice even number. You know you want to. Don't give me 101. Give me 100 exactly. You know you want to give me 100 exactly. No. Look at that. Yes. Excellent. That makes me so happy. Very, very happy. So, status. Magic is not maxed out. I didn't expect it to be. Day, mid-morning, cast flame. So now let's get that up to 200. Oh, we're all out. 132. And we're only up to 20. Eat mana pill. Eat mana pill. Status day, midday. Cast flame. Okay. $139 and 140. Nice, 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 nice. Eat mana pill. Get water. Bargain. Dates. Sorry. Bargain. Mana pill. What we're gonna need is it's midday. We're gonna need a little bit more money. But we have one more thing we need to turn in, and that is sell beard. Here's the dinar I must pay. So that was a little bit of money right there. Well, our magic's at full strength again, so we need to be using that because resting will give it back to us. We want peak efficiency. Out of mana. That happened quickly. 142, and it is midday, and our stamina is completely out. So let's go to the Catatel Inn and let's rest for an hour. It may be sensitive. No, not yet. Yes, hi. Okay, let us go and train with Uhura again.
It's mid-afternoon, and we're at 169 and 163 on dodging and parrying. Oh. What did we get? All right, we're getting there, and we will be maxed out on stealth soon, which I'm excited about because then we can stop sneaking everywhere, and it's a little bit easier to walk when you're not sneaking. Okay. Her swing is sore. Because we're tiring her out by taking all the hits. Okay, we're in the 170s. I honestly was hoping that we would be a little further along. But it is what it is. We are exhausted. Oh man, I think we got 4 points out of that session. And I don't know why I'm surprised, because we usually get about 4 points out of a session. It just, when you see it and add it, it's like, Christ, it's so slow. .3 points. We're gonna head back to the inn. We could stay longer via the magic of vigor pills, but bargain vigor pills. Let's see. We got 22. We're good. Get water. And we're gonna go back to the Kata Inn. And, oh. Omar is not here. I thought he would be. 1 hour. There we go. The poet will soon speak if you will just be seated. Okay, we can zip through stand. Oh, actually, no. Order meal. Thank. Eat. Then we stand. Ask about Razir.
The dark has touched her, etc. Ask about Ada Avis. Upon that question, I would further ponder. Ask about Iblis. Ask about Suleiman. You should have something to say about him. That feels like an oversight. Ooh, our stealth's almost maxed out. That's nice. Well, let's go back to Uhura. She can build us up. Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down. Let's get some of that weapon use in there. Oops. Oh, right. We're out of statement. Duh. Okay. Alright. We're in the 80s. Good. Sunset's still approaching. Kind of funny to me that stealth is going up while we fight with her. Ah, yes, the stealthy way we fight. Okay, weapon use is 200, so we no longer need to hit her. We just need to parry and dodge until we run out of stamina. Which, I mean, considering we're maxing this out on day 3 or whatever, that's amazing. So, not to brag on myself, that's amazing! I'm an amazing player! I don't mean it like that. Okay, 83 to 88. Eat a vigor pill. Sunset still approaches. We need to up the parry, that's where I'm... dodging Uhura because I'm trying to max out my parry skill. 190. Alright. We're getting there.
Stealth is maxed out. We don't have to stealth anymore. Just walk and we'll turn the... Well, actually, I don't want to turn it down before we don't want the fight to go quickly.
The weather turned cold here last night, like really cold, like 41 degrees, where it had been like 80s and 70s, or even 90s. So it went from high 70s, low 90s to 40, and the cats are not amused. So they've gotten extremely cuddly. It's nighttime, but until we leave here, Hira doesn't lock up, so parry is 200. Now we're on dodging. Yes. Okay, we should be able to get it in one more session. 2 tops. Yes! There we are. Dodge 200. And, I mean, weapon use 200, parry 200, dodge 200, stealth 200. So next is throwing. Yeah, that's right, throwing. I got my eye on you. It is, nighttime. Hello, Omar. Let me check my, Okay. Kill ghoul, yep. Get ghoul's claws, yep. Kill scorpion, yep. Get scorpion tail, yep. For thieves, buy magic rope. Don't have to worry about that. For us, 5 points for cut the whirl or beard of dervish. We did that. Then there's a bunch of points for a magic user at wit, but we don't have to worry about that. Huh. So let's rest for an hour. The night is still young. Kick ass. We are going outside. I do not think... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. I do not think that it matters how you
or that there's a fighter way to get the griffin's feather. So, move rock. The rock was heavy, but you managed to move it off the feather. Get feather, and we got points for that. Excellent. We did not disturb the griffin. Had we disturbed the griffin, we would not be able to make paladin, which, the developers themselves said that was an unintended bug. They gave disturbing the griffin negative paladin points. There's these secret paladin points being accrued and subtracted in the background. And they gave it so many negative paladin points that it's impossible to become a paladin if you distress the griffin. So in the fan remake of the game, that was brought down to -5 points instead of -10 points. I mean, sure, yes. To me, that's way less of a big deal bug than freaking breaking the fighter ending because you dared to get the reversal spell. Not that I'm bitter about that or anything like that. No bitterness. Not unhappy. La la la. But at least we're getting a nice long video or a series of videos about grinding the game. Speedrunning the game. Okay, throwing is coming up nicely. I mean, slowly, but nicely. And how's our, okay. Stamina still exists. I'm gonna just try to throw all the rocks in my inventory. Oh, hello, ghoul. Get claws. Get the ghoul's claws. That'll be a nice little bit of money to get from Harik. Harik really is a good source of money. It's a shame that very quickly he stops accepting the claws and tails. And you'd think you could throw that shit, or throw that shit. You'd think you could store it. So it's like, Harik, why? Just dry it. Keep it in storage. But no, he can't keep them in storage for some reason. Can we get up to 160? That would be lovely. Shit. That's bullshit. Okay, we didn't get to 160, and there's no point in throwing the rest of our 9 little rocks. So fine. Yes, thank you. It's midnight, so we are going to sleep until morning. Hero friend, a most strange fire has been seen outside the inn. That's alright. Thank, eat, stand, and let's go talk to somebody. I'm gonna go talk to the astrologer. Ask about future. Darkness will lead you into a tomb, etc. The game guide says that there are paladin points for giving the astrologer a dinar. So, thank you. 1,000 thank yous. It is with your support that I may continue my vital work. I don't know if that's true or not, but about the points. But there's some dinars. Our honor did go up, however, so I guess it's like giving money to the beggar. That's interesting, actually, because I had thought that the beggar was the only one to that you could get honor from giving money. And, of course, he only appears on set days. But, ask about dispel, potion, give feather. Okay. Bargain vigor pills and more vigor pills. And now we're going to get some water out here. So, per the, oh, actually I didn't want to do that. Wait. Ask about flame. Points for that. Bargain incense. If it will save the city, you may take the incense. Good. So we need something else. We need a lamp. Ask about lamp. For you, I will charge about 15 dinar. We're going to tell about fire elemental. This lamp of brass should serve you against the thing of fire. It is now your own. So we did not need to pay for that because we told him what we needed it for, which is kind of cool. I didn't do that in the first time around because I was like, well, we've got enough money. We should just spread the money love around. But it's a neat touch. It's a cool touch. Okay. So back to our list that I'm going through. Ask astrologer about future was 5 points. Give astrologer 1 dinar. We bought a Saurus, that was 7 points. Then there's a whole slew of points for thieves to break into the metalworker's house. Supposedly 3 points for giving money to the beggar, which we did. Supposedly 3 points for listening to Omar's poem, which we did. Not sure I believe that. We got 3 points for it. 3 points, ask apothecary about flame, learn about incense. 7 points, get incense from the apothecary. And 7 points to get the brass lamp from Tashtari. So there's nothing more to do today until the fire elemental shows up again. Nothing more to do except grind. So, I would prefer to do throwing at night because I want to meet jackalmen in the desert and kill them for money. So we're going to grind magic. And we hurt ourselves. That's better. Okay, status. Magic is 144. Inventory. Flame dart is 200. Eat mana pill. And yeah, eat mana pill. Cast flame. 151 and 176. Eat mana pill. Eat mana pill. Cast flame. I said na 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 na. Need someone to help me cast this flame dart. Na 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 na. Okay, that's enough of that. 156. We've been up 4 whole points. 5 whole points. Eat mana pill. Eat mana pill. Cast flame. Hey, baby. How you doing? Are you warm enough? He likes to sit on the computer desk because the computer desk is warm. And plus it's close to mommy. And mommy pets. Yes, mommy gives good pets. Best pets. Hi. Hi. My sweet sick boy. My sweet sick boy. Don't have the magic points. That's fine. We're up to 160. Woo! Alright. And Flame Dart is so close to maxing out. So here's the real question. Whenever we master Flame Dart, will I switch to something else? I should, because if only because open is... I can cast 2 open spells for the price of 1 Flame Dart, because open is 2 magic points and Flame Dart is 5. So I really ought to switch over. But we're not going to max that open, so it feels like... But, my OCD. The numbers won't be nice and round. Come on, flame. There we go. 200 flame. And 162 magic. Eat mana pill. What time of day is it? It is mid-morning. Alright. Detect is a pain in the rear because every time we cast it, we're going to get that arrow pointing us to WIT. So, open it is. They're the cheapest spells, so we should, in theory, get the most bang for our buck. So another thing I read is that in Quest for Glory 5, if you have lockpicking skills, which we don't, that's why we turned it off. If you have lockpicking skills, you're both shoved into a thief path at one point, whether you want to be or not, and one of the characters treats you as though you were a thief and refuses to interact with you. Which is so many layers of messed up, because it tells me that they had to have known it was bugged out. We're out of water, and that's a problem. Cast open. That just irks me to no get out. You must know that that's broken, and that people aren't making brand new characters, that they're importing in old ones, and that some of those old ones are going to have lockpicking skills. And knowing how to pick locks does not automatically make someone a thief. This fantasy game profiling. Just because you have a skill doesn't mean that you didn't learn it legitimately, or... This is weird. I only ever got... got open to... Oh, but I started with everything higher because I cheated, and whenever I had to modify my save file for to pick locks off, I went ahead and made everything max 100 of magic seals because get water.
So, because I was like, well, if I got to get rid of my pick locks, I might as well treat myself. So, bargain, falafel. I don't think I've had one of those. So in the last game we played, I didn't get open nearly so high because I was also grinding the other skills to get them up to 100 before I started grinding flame and open to 200. So that's why. Nobody cares. I don't know why I'm talking about it. I care. Oh my god, just go through the goddamn door. Go through the door. Eat map hill. Eat map hill. There. Cast open. Which means I'm probably going to max out open into 200 as well. And I have to decide whether I just keep using it or... Yeah, I'll just keep using it. I'm not going to get something else up to 131 or whatever. That's crap. I don't actually like that they skilled the magic spells individually. I don't really... What does that add? It adds nothing, is what it adds. I mean, I guess if you were a magic user using flame and force to fight, you would see the damage go up the same way we've seen damage go up with weapon using going up with fighters. As our weapon use gets to 200, we deal tremendously more damage, which is awesome. So presumably you would witness a similar transformation as a magic user. But then you have stuff like trigger. Are you really gonna grind trigger to get it up to 200? What possible use could it have at 200 that it won't do at 100? Like, I can almost see putting a skill point on... What day is it? Mid-morning on 4. I can almost see putting a skill point on the damagey ones, like Flame Dart and Force Bolt. But... okay, so now what are we gonna do? We've got 15 more to go, which is not going to be short. Usually here's where I'd you know, trick out reversal. That's the other reason why we maxed this stuff out earlier, is because we haven't been practicing reversal. Yeah, let's practice trigger. I don't like it, but I don't need to like it, do I? I don't know if practicing something I've already mastered, like open, would actually up the magic skill. I would assume it would not, but at this point, it's gotten kind of moon logic-y, so I can't honestly say. I mean, I don't know why reversal would be the way to tell whether you're a wizard. You want the wizard ending. Well, I do, because you need reversal to get through the room, so it's checking whether you have the appropriate skill, but still, do a double check. Make sure that they're a wizard and not just some dude with a reversal spell that picked it up, read it by accident, saw it on the back of a cereal box, sent away for it with, like, Cracker Jack box tops. 193. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I do think this is going faster than, could be wrong. I do think this is going faster than the open spell.
Couldn't tell you why. Maybe because it costs more magic points to use, but I don't know, that seems weird. Hey, maybe we'll get it to 200 after all. Maybe that'll be our little hobby. Every time we rest and get some mana points from here on out, I cast Trigger until it becomes 200. Wouldn't that be fun? Eat mana pill. One more. Cast Trigger. I've got 8 mana pills left. Oh, thank you so much. I'm sure the people at home really love hearing you clean yourself, baby. At least you're not as noisy as Chip, I guess. 200! Yes! Not 200. No! So my options are to either leave it at 170 and let it go, or keep casting every time we have a few spell points here and there. I'm not going to waste mana points on it. But we've got a whole game full of resting, in which mana points will come back to us, so sure, that'll be our little hobby. Okay. So, let's also eat a healing pill, just because I don't like the fact that there's an odd number in my inventory. Alright. The only things left to up are throwing and communication. And communication is right there. Get water. I mean, honestly, I'm getting communication every time I organ my food over here, which I can't do because I'm not hungry. Thanks so much, game. Appreciate you deciding that for me. Okay, what's next on the list of skills? Oh, the fire elemental. That's not until tomorrow. Midday. And I do have just a wee bit of stamina, so off we go to the rocks. I'm gonna go throw rocks at things. How exciting is that? Get rocks. Very exciting. 99 rocks. 99 small rocks in my pocket. 99 small rocks. You take one down, you throw it around. 98 small little rocks in my pocket. Midday. We could probably max it out today if we use our vigor pills, of which we have several. So that's nice. $159. I don't think throwing it a further distance actually increases the skill, which is a shame because that would actually make a little bit of sense. But no, just the action of throwing is enough. Alright, 160. Not bad, not bad. Eat vigor pill. Throw rock. Kind of hoping a bandit would come after us just for the... But they don't actually have very much gold, and they don't travel in packs like the jackal. Really what we want is we want another scorpion. But, because I don't think Harik is done with those yet. And I'm going to have to take a break in a little bit and make some food. But we're doing all right. I think we're about the 2-hour mark. I suggested, I hoped, that we could get this
speed run in 4 hours. So we will see. That may have been optimistic. On the other hand, skill-wise, we are almost done with skills. So at that point, it's just plot. Yes, trigger. Yeah, that's right. I had 3 magic points. You know I'm going to use them. 250 rocks. Without water, you would not last even an hour in the desert. I don't know, the apprentice that got put in the cage did alright. Of course, we don't know how long he was in that cage. I still feel that whole interlude was a little confusing. Because it's genuinely not clear why Aravis would take this time to dump his apprentice. And it would have been funny, and I think a better part of the plot, if whenever you go to WIT, if you ask for Aravis, which you would only know to ask if you'd either played the game before or if you'd played long enough into the game to know, for instance, that he was apprentice free now, because I think that's the first time you hear his name. I was talking about something. Oh, but if you ask about Aravis, it would have been funny if he'd said something like, as a matter of fact, I am planning to get rid of... Ask about plan. Ask about fire. Ask about Iblis. Screw you. I liked that, I did like that Aziza had Iblis answers. I did not know she had that. I actually, I had started this replay, and I was gonna not subject everyone to it because, I mean, I know this is the most boring commentary I've ever done. There's huge swatches where I'm just not talking at all because what do I say? So I had started a new Let's Play, and I started a new replay, and I went to Aziza and on day 1 just to fill her out on the map. And I thought, I wonder if she knows anything about Iblis since she's the magic user. And sure enough, they'd put in a conversation option for her to talk about Iblis, which you would never know to ask if you weren't playing a second replay, because he's never mentioned, to my knowledge, he's never mentioned by anybody in the... before you go to get captured by Aravis. I don't think he's ever mentioned. But if you know that he's coming up as part of the plot, you can talk to Aziz about it, which I thought was really cool. So my first thought was, well, gosh dang it, I have to show everybody this. This is cool. And then I felt bad because I was like, but you're doing a speed run, and lots of people like speed runs, so maybe you should record it for the people who want a speed run. And then the other part of me was like, okay, but it's going to be like 4 hours of the most boring commentary ever. Well, but you've watched speedruns that was no talking at all, because you were just interested. Well, yeah, but I'm weird. You aren't the only one weird online, though. Why don't you just put it up and mark it accurately, and then people can decide whether to watch or not. That's pretty much how a lot of my conversations in my head go, so... Bigger pills and rocks. Throw the last of those rocks. Just throw them. It's mid-afternoon. Why are you getting fussy about water? It's still mostly full. Okay, no rocks. Whoa! Here comes a bandit. Search body. They don't carry much money. I think the max is like 5 dinar that they carry, which is kind of frustrating. The Jackalmen carry much more, or at least much more because they travel in a pack. Maybe it's not more per person. Okay. Throwing and
Half full water skin. Oh, I need rocks. Right. Get rocks. I wish you could throw rocks without having to pick them up first. I mean, you'd think that could be implied. Pick up rock, throw a rock. Why you have to go through the rigmarole of picking them up individually each time? At least they come in packs of 5, so that's something, I guess. I'm not gonna give out candy points for that. The more I think about how we needed to have a thieves guild that was like the Court of Miracles and Hunchback of Notre Dame, the more sad I am that that doesn't exist, because that would be so cool. Maybe they put one in the VGA remake, I don't know. But it wouldn't be as cool as the one I'm already planning in my head, so. I mean, just think about it. You could talk to Narazad there, away from her stand. The beggar could potentially be there. Which isn't to say that the beggar is a thief. But just, you know, maybe they invite him. Dude, I'm busy. How rude. Mid-afternoon. $175.
You are so pretty. Yes, you are. You're a good kitty. Such a good boy. So soft. My little tuxedo baby. Yeah, my little tuxedo baby. He's doing so good. They all are. I was afraid they would miss their daddy with him leaving the way he did. But they've adapted really well. It's like they didn't even notice him gone. Yeah. And that's good. I didn't want... I mean, how do you explain that? Almost empty water skin. Huh. Well, we're really sucking it down then, because we went to the dervish and maxed it out. I'll have to go back to ship here. It's empty. Fine. I do not wish to die in the desert, so... Good day, Effendi. Good day, sir. Get water. Drink water. Time of day. Status. Oh. Bargain. Dates. You're not hungry right now. Let's go back to the Katatel Inn. Hey, take an hour's rest. Sunset approaches, so we're gonna go ahead and sit down and eat. Thank you. Eat. Why am I doing that? Eat. There we go. Stand. Alright, so I'm gonna go out and throw some rocks for a while. Wish me luck. I'm just a rock throwing machine. And I don't work for nobody but you. I'm just a love machine. Okay, how are we? What are we doing? We're 180, so
We still probably need 400 rocks. I hate to pick up that many. So my fear, of course, is that we'll finally max out throwing, and then I'll be left with 500 rocks in my inventory because, haha, I picked up too many, and then I'll have to grind dropping them, which obviously would be both embarrassing and frustrating. Vitality, luck. So the only other things are communication and honor, which those are going to happen automatically. Off you go. Get tail. That was nice though, because I really did want. I wanted another scorpion tail. Throw rocks. All right, here we go. Now we just have to burn down our stamina. See how much throwing 200 stamina can buy. It's not quite 200. I'm guessing it'll only buy about 10, if that. Please let it be that much. How you doing? How you doing? Then we'll take a quick break, probably, so I can get some food. Sunset approaches on day 4. I was sort of hoping to do this all in one day, just to mentally clear it out, because I had kind of an OCD block where I'd sit down to try to do something else and my brain would go right back to this game. So I thought, okay, we'll finish it out and it'll be like a game exorcism. But, oops, we hurt ourselves. How are we doing on stamina? That matters. Throwing 183. Half full water skin. Scorpion tails. I do not know if it is more efficient to go to the dervish for water or to go back into town. I'm not sure about that. We're going to pelt the body with rocks. 22. Okay, we're completely exhausted. We got 6 points out of a 200. So we're gonna eat a vigor pill. Let's go to the dervish of the desert. Don't know why I qualified that. There's not like a dervish of the city. Get water. Okay, save that. I'm gonna go back down here. Throw a rock. So we should be at full 200. Yep, there we are. Just to mix things up. How are we doing on that? 175. Well, could be worse. Take that sand. You never approved of me. You never supported my ambitions. You got all up in my shoes. Without even asking. Just got in my shoes and gave me sandy feet. So this is for you. This is what I think about you. How many more rocks do I have? 37. Okay. Wow, we went up 1 point in throwing for 100 stamina points. Oh, excellent. Great. So good. Get water. Get rocks. So we're gonna need another 200 of those. Honestly, so much more. Oh, this is ridiculous. They should have upped the how quickly skill points accrue. They really ought to have. Well, and no, actually, I don't agree with that. The problem isn't how long it takes. Well, maybe a little bit, but the problem more overwhelmingly is how silly it is that this is how you grind your stat. If there was a practice place where you could, you know, throw knives and stuff, I don't think it would be this egregious or this silly, especially if you could bet money or something. Almost like the Dag-Nabbit game from the first game. So that's interesting, even though it looked like day outside. The 190! The jackal did, in fact, come for us. And didn't, because it was night, whether it looked like night or not on the screen. I didn't know if they would or not. Are they wearing clothes, or is that just how their body looks like? Because it's either like a red bodysuit, or that's just their... I guess it could be fur? I don't know. One thing we can say about throwing is that you do at least need it for the final confrontation with Adabis if you're a thief, although I will then go on to complain, as I have several times, that the stat requirements are way too low. Because the guide that I looked up said you needed approximately 60 throwing in order to do the 60, not 160, 60, which, like, we ended the last game with 100. So it's basically saying that you can have this without ever training your character, which to me is like, why is it, why not a higher stat? Why not have the game say, no, you need to actually put in some, but then again, where would you train it? Why would you know to go into the desert and just randomly throw rocks around in order to, I wouldn't have thought of that if some guide hadn't said, here's how you max out throwing. Go into the desert and throw rocks. Really? That's the only way? So yeah, I guess you have to make it low if you're not going to give players a obvious, intuitive way to up it.
But to me, that just seems like, I don't know. I do love this game for all that I'm griping about the horrible, horrible bug that is forcing us to do this all over again. I still love this game. I love it so much. It's a beautiful game. It has a beautiful story. The world building is beautiful. But it seems like they didn't understand how to do some of the game aspects of making a video game. One of which being things like how to balance skills, how to train skills in a way that seems intuitive and also won't feel like a horrible soul-crushing grind. Because honestly, if you were playing this, would you really do this if you weren't me wanting to get a perfect score? Would you spend 30 minutes in the desert throwing rocks at a point at your foot to get a perfect score on a stat that doesn't need to be perfect? I mean, I would, because I know this about myself. My brain is very insistent that we have all the pretty numbers be the same max out number. I can't even describe for you how frustratingly hard it is to see that 0 pick locks every time. Especially after you spent so much time perfecting it in game 1. Oh my god. All those times we spent. Go away. All those times we spent in Spielberg town. Picking at locks and changing the screens and picking at locks and changing the screens so that we wouldn't get caught. All to get it to 100. All so I could then take it completely off so that the game doesn't call us a thief for knowing how to pick a lock. Which is just so frustrating. I'm not a thief. It's not a tumor. Come on, last 2 points. Come on, last 2 points. Come on, last 2 points. I know you want to just pop in all at once together. We won't need to go 99, we'll just go straight to 200. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I'm gonna go back in time and punch somebody in the face. This is ridiculous. Why are the last 2 points so hard to get? Why wouldn't you make the last 2 points easy to get? Is it a luck-based thing? There it is. Throwing 200. So the only thing left is honor and communication. And I can drop the rest of the rocks that we're holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can't drop something you don't have. Alright. Let's go back to town. Which hopefully we haven't gotten lost, but we shouldn't have because I haven't gone left or right. I've just gone north and south.
Oh, thank God, there it is. That's one benefit of the Saurus is it, takes you straight home without having to worry about whether you know what you're doing. All right. Till dawn. Day 5. And today is the day that the fire elemental shows up. So here's what we're gonna do. This would have been, I think, about 3 hours. I can't swear to that because the first video I had to cut for reasons. I'm gonna have to cut the next video into it. But this particular video is 2 hours, and I think the first one was 3. So we're at the 3-hour mark. We are fully statted up, except honor and communication, which I think we'll get those automatically with the game. But even if we did not, it's just a matter of visiting the flower seller and then giving the flowers to Uhura or Shima. So that's easy enough, not hard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this video here, and then I'm going to come back in the next video, and we should be able to finish out the grind with that one. And then I should be able to show the fighter ending. If we're really lucky, that'll be 1 more hour of grind, and then 1 more hour of the fighter ending, or however long that is. I don't know if I'm going to hold my breath, because Razir is hard to make go faster, as you saw in the previous games. You just have to set the time on fastest and wander around helplessly until night shows up. So that is the plan. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to go make some food. If you're watching these, God bless you. I hope these videos are fun for you, or that you're getting something out of them. Maybe I've had people tell me that they listen to my videos to go to sleep, which I totally get. I need some white noise sometimes to go to sleep. So, and I put on Let's Plays and everything. So I find that incredibly complimentary. I've said that to people before, and they've been like, people listen to you to fall asleep? That's kind of insulting. It's like, no, it's like the nicest compliment ever. So, if you're following along, thank you. I really appreciate it. I am so sorry that we're having to do this again. I'm so sorry about this bug. I still feel like this was my fault, but I'm really not sure how I could have known about the reversal bug. Because what do you even Google for that? But I am sorry that I screwed it up by getting reversal, and that we're having to do this now. But if you're watching these, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next video. And my name is Anna Mardal, and this is Quest for Glory 2. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.